Hello there, beautiful souls, beautiful humans. It is Rosanna, RozyGlow Hannes in the house with a little energy update. This is an ascension update about this full moon in Aries that is fast approaching. It's actually going to be happening just before 1 p.m. UK time on Thursday, the 17th. But I am going to be offering a beautiful healing and manifesting circle on Wednesday, the 16th. At 1 p.m. BST. Now, what's it all about? For those of you who are new to me, hello, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the StarSeeds, the Lightworkers, the Empaths, the New Earth Co-Creators. I'm here for the trailblazers of the New Earth paradigm, the leaders of Paradise Earth that are co-creating a new reality by utilizing the power of our imagination to turn Star Wars into StarPeace. And if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, stay tuned, because both in this Manifesting StarPeace Utopia Facebook group and also the YouTube channel, I'm going to be explaining more and more about this and going into the details that I don't have time to go into in the TikTok channel videos. So if you like my little snippets even, then you're going to love these longer deep dives. Now, I'm going to keep this fairly brief. What I wanted to do was speak to two key elements. One, the energy of Aries being a fire sign, and also being the first sign in the astrological zodiac. Remember, I'm not an astrologer. I am a channel. I am a psychic soul coach. I am an empath, and I am a starseed. And what I see is what is going on the bigger scale that is affecting us here on planet Earth. Just remember, it's as above, so below, as below, so above. And with this energy of this full moon in Aries, we have this wonderful opportunity to clear up the energy of battle, of duality consciousness that actually keeps us in 3D mentality. It locks us down into duality, and it prevents us from actually ever really having the velocity to escape the matrix, the false matrix, and enter into the divine matrix. Now, this comes with a caveat. You can't really ever escape something. To escape it, you become it. But by being able to actually watch what's going on in regard to 3D and 4D tactics to keep us divided, to keep us arguing, to keep us separate from each other, we get to go, aha, I can see this game for what it is, and I'm not going to play into it. So in order for us to stop seeing battles in the world around us, guess what we need to do? Stop the battle within. So for me, as a spiritual teacher, I don't teach a path of puritanical mung bean eating, tea drinking, whatever it is that you're into. If that's your thing, that's great. What I teach is neutralizing where we normally dramatize and where we normally go into judgment. So if you can actually come into neutrality wherever you hold judgment in yourself about things you do and also about what things other people do, then you're going to be able to very quickly master overcoming that duality trap and stepping into oneness. And the way I describe this is, imagine the yin yang. The yin yang's always there. There's always the polar opposites going on. And you can keep focusing on why they're different, or you can focus on the circle around the yin and the yang and say, this is what unifies. And that's the beauty of full moons. They give us the opportunity to go through a very deep healing. And this is why I host these full moon healings and manifesting circles, because we get to, first of all, decide what we want to align with. So we want to align with oneness over duality. We want to align with the idea that we have gone beyond the battle. We are in the frequency of peace. What does that feel like? What is symphony? What is harmony? Ask those questions, reverse engineer. This is why you join me on Wednesday, so we can do it together. It's so much easier when we do it all together and we bring our energies together. And from there, we then clear up the conscious and subconscious resistance to this. For example, but Rosanna, we have to have war. War has existed for so long. Look back in history. It's all we've ever known. No, it's all we've ever written about. It's all we've known for a while. Therefore, we think it's the way it's always been. And let's just remember that we've been in the patriarchal paradigm for a very long time. And before that, it was the matriarchal paradigm. And we love to think that was much, much better. But you know what? One swings to the other end swings to that end. There's got to be something out of balance. And we have a whole new era upon us, which is a very different era. And it is the era of the star children. That is us, the star seeds. So I want to get you very excited about that. Now, how do we actually do this? How do we evolve beyond the battle? Well, I think it's very important to remember that we don't need everybody to subscribe to peace. We just need enough heart-centered, soul-activated humans to subscribe to peace. And it kind of happens by default all around us. That's how powerful we are. And that's why anyone who identifies with the 144,000, which I'm going to say more specifically is the 144,400 as it comes to me, you are probably been quite distracted by the twin flame search for your other. And it, you know, we have this deep longing to reunite with our other. And I totally get that. But I just want to say, we do have a soul mission to be in sacred union with another being. What is important is to seek out someone who is a complementary opposite to you, because as far as I'm concerned, from my perspective, when I teach about twin flames, your twin flame always overlays on the most appropriate human. It's not that they incarnate fully and that's it. Once they're here and they're gone, that's it. I have a video on my YouTube channel about twin flames. I'll make sure I put a link in it, and I'll put it in the comments in the video here on the StarPeace Facebook group. But what is important is to remember that, you know, how we perceive things ultimately affects our experience. So I really invite you to make the shift. Instead of looking for the other in a partner right now, look at the connection between you and the divine, you and your soul, you, your human and your soul self being in resonance with each other. Because as you do that, and as you allow yourself to move beyond the judgment of the things that you do or say or believe, or the world does, says or believes, and actually come into neutrality, so that you're in a place where you can let go of being the judge and you can let the divine do that bit, and you can just decide, what do you want to energize? Then you know you're in the right place. And here's something that's going to really help. I want to remind everybody that last full moon was a full moon in Pisces, and between that last full moon and this full moon in Aries, so it's the end of the astrological year, the start of a new one, we had a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And that's all about where's Libra in your chart, in your houses. That will determine where a new beginning is going on for you, and where the next lot of eclipses, which are on a different axis now. We're moving beyond the Aries Libra axis into the Virgo Pisces axis. And it's very important because it is the energy and the structures that are required for the new earth to be co-created. Now, there's going to be a very new video shortly about what exactly StarPeace is, because I understand I talk about this term a lot, but most people don't know what it means. So that will be coming, and I'll be planting that on the StarPeace Consciousness website very, very soon. But in the meantime, what I feel is very, very exciting to remind everyone of is, with the last full moon, I did a big cleanse of the astral plane. I did explain that there are many, many souls that have been trapped for a long, long time in the astral plane, that have been feeding off our habits, feeding off our addictions, feeding off the physical pleasures that keep us earthbound. Because you know what? We're here to have this physical experience. We're here to enjoy the pleasures of the flesh, but not to be attached to them. And that is the challenge, my friends. So there's loads of souls that for a long time, they left their physical bodies, but were very attached to the physical pleasures of the earth, and were kind of siphoning off humans and kind of getting their fix from the humans that are really enjoying these earthly pleasures with attachment. So if you are not attached to them, you can take them or leave them. That's a different story. If you know that you have an attachment to particular habit, substance, addiction, anything that's going on for you, then now is the time to make the intention to be clear of the attachment to it, that you can just take it or leave it. It's like water off a duck's back. You're not bothered whether you do or whether you don't, okay? You're not craving it. That's the key, because that's what tells us is the difference between being influenced and impulsed by those beings that have now left the astral plane, by the way. They've gone into the light. They're kind of, some of them are trying very hard to hold on. But if you actually tune into anything that you feel you have some kind of addiction to, notice how your feelings about it are changing presently. Notice how you're kind of going, well, you know what, I'm not that fussed about it. It's okay if that's not in my life anymore. Like, notice the narratives. Maybe the narrative is, no, I have to have it. And maybe you're noticing that actually your relationship with whatever it is that you've had an attachment to has got much stronger, as in it's more intense. This often happens before we break a habit. So whether it's a toxic relationship, whether it's an obsession around money, whether it's an obsession around health, whether it is actually a particular substance or a habit or a pattern of behavior that's just seemed like it's had a hold on you for so long. Could be jealousy, could be envy, could be worry, right? Could be any number of these things. Are you ready to drop your attachment to them? That's the key. That's what allows us to make the most of this full moon energy. So that's what we're going to be doing together when we gather on Wednesday. Now, the other element that's really powerful around this, we had the astral plane cleanse go on with that last full moon, and I did do some work around the etheric body as well. But here's the beautiful thing. The etheric body is the subtle body that is the next layer from your physical body. It's like an etheric double of your physical body. But here's the deal. Just like the cells in our body replicate according to the last set of cells and not the original stem cells that are the blueprint of your divine human existence, so too the etheric body replicates according to the last set of cells. So our etheric body can only really ever be as healthy as we have been in the last few years. It is said that all cells replicate every 7 years, but they don't all happen at the same time. So if we want to be our happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, and most in love selves, then we are required to have an etheric body upgrade, a detox and reprogram of the etheric body, so we come back into alignment with our divine human self, which means our soul activated, heart-centered self. Now, you might never have realized that you've got soul activated at your birth or at your conception even, but if you are a starseed, which you're here watching this, you are a starseed, my friend, then you would have had this activation. It might be latent, as in you're not aware that it's actually been activated, but when you were conceived, there was the sperm, the egg, and there was your soul consciousness that all went and created this synergy that at some point would make sure that you would remember why you came to this planet, which was to help bring the higher frequency codes to a dense planet and evolve the consciousness of the inhabitants of this planet and also support the planet to replenish. Remember, the planet is safe. It's the humans that are under threat right now because we are the parasites that are using 1.6 planets worth of resources on a planet that is only 1 planet's worth. So it's time for us to up our game, and that means to reduce, reuse, recycle, to stop actually creating the problems in this world that we're creating through greed, through lack programming. It's all part of the same thing, and I talk about this a lot in my coaching. Let's come back to what we're going to be doing on Wednesday. So if you want to join me, 1 p.m. BST Wednesday, that is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then you can go back a few more hours for Mountain and Pacific time. We're going to be working together to hold the energy of what is beyond Star Wars, what is beyond the battles, the endless battles between good and evil. What if we don't need to battle anymore? What if we've actually taken ourselves to the place where we can now experience what peace feels like in all of the challenging circumstances that we've only ever known challenges in? Well, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm inviting you to come and join me for the healing, which will be the etheric body detox and cleanse, and the alignment of the etheric body into the stem cells. So we're reactivating the stem cells, which are the original cells of you, this physical you and your soul you. We're going to be reactivating those in your own energy field. So you've got that patterning supporting you, and calling in neutrality wherever there is still attachment to habits, substances, beliefs, patterns of behavior, basically things that you know you want to outgrow, that you know ultimately are not serving your highest good. We're going to be doing that together, and we're also going to be unifying internally, so really feeling what it's like to no longer be in battle within. So anywhere you have a battle in your life, we're going to be bringing that into the mix and clearing it. Now, one of the things I've really noticed, and I want you to please comment on this, is have you noticed that you've had physical stuff, physical or emotional stuff massively flaring up? I say that because I had a cold sore literally come out of nowhere, which is hilarious when I am literally about to do a talk on StarPeace 101 and how to embody trailblazing success as New Earth leaders. And here I am with basically a sign of extreme stress. Well, here's the thing. In order for us to truly move forward in the direction that we desire, we must lead by example. And we're all vulnerable, okay? We all have our moments. There are some very stressful elements going on in my life presently, in my personal life. They've got nothing to do with my creation, but they're mine to deal with. And so owning actually that there has been some stress factors, there have been some fears to bring up and to release. I just wanted to read this out to you so you can see what's going on. So for me, one of the key elements of StarPeace is actually starting a viral epidemic, but it's a healthy viral epidemic. It's something going viral because it's so positive, so good. Everyone wants to be a part of it. But in order to receive that viral download, I've had to release the virus that is the herpes, whatever simple it is that manifests as this lovely cold sore. And, you know, I looked it up on Louise Hay. If you haven't got Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, highly recommend, Heal Your Body. It's a really good index to just support you to kind of make sense of what's going on between your body and your soul. So cold sores, what is the kind of root of them? Festering angry words and fear of expressing them. On the left side, around the feminine too. What was the answer to that? I only create peaceful experiences because I love myself. All is well. Well, I know that I can then tie this in to where, whatever's been going on for me, and this is why I'm sharing this with you, I can tie this into where the Libra new moon. So which house in my zodiac does Libra show up? And it's the 8th house. So it's all to do with inheritance. It's all to do with joint resources. It's all to do with all sorts of interesting things that are under the microscope right now. So I'm sharing this as a vulnerable share so that you can actually own your leadership, because if you are currently feeling fallible in any way, you're feeling like you're not big enough to do what you came here to do. You know what? Imposter syndrome is part of the deal. It's just what we do. But you know what? Those who are the leaders of the new earth paradigm, they take it in their stride, they keep going. I'm scared and I move on. I hold myself through my fear. I overcome that fear. And then I still step forward, because it's the courage to lead in uncertain times, the courage to lead on a new path that hasn't even been created yet, that we're creating ourselves. That is the remit of the StarSeeds that are the new earth leaders. And we're all part of the 144,000. That is my deep belief. Those of us who are here to lead as sacred union counterparts with our beloveds, or with our beloved support, are here to support the balanced masculine and feminine to come into visibility, so that the era that is about to fully be fledged can actually take place. And if you want to know more about that, it's called the era of uniarchy, which is the era of the star child. More of that coming later. For now, I'm going to say thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Let me know in the comments, please, what physical or emotional things have been coming up for you, where you've been feeling stuck, where you've been feeling like you're looping, because 3D and 5D, basically, we're oscillating all the time, and it's the 4D frequency of the mind that determines whether we spiral up or down. So are you going to be the one that supports yourself to move through what looks like the same thing again and again and again? Or are you going to beat up on yourself and go down like the snakes and ladders thing? Are you going to go down the snake or up the ladder? It's really up to you and how you face the circumstances that you're currently facing. What is the narrative that you tell yourself? So join me Wednesday, 1 p.m. BST. You can find the link in the text box, either above or below. This is to the full moon healing and manifesting circle. And if you can't make it live, remember that when you make the small payment that is required, you will then have access to the replay. Please check your spam filters. Make sure that our emails don't end up in your spam. And remember that, you know, in order for all of this to actually take place, these full moons, healings in themselves, it doesn't matter if we've gone past the full moon in Pisces. If you know you need an astral body cleanse, then you can also make the most of the replay that's still up presently of the last full moon, which was in Pisces. So whenever you catch this video, just remember we have the clearing of the astral plane, and we also have the clearing of the etheric body going on with the full moon Pisces and full moon Aries. And you can ask for access to these anytime you want. So if it's well past the time that I've made this video, just remember that you can still access it another time, and I invite you to do so. And I'm also going to invite you to join our mailing list, to join all the freebies that are available. I've got a TikTok channel, I've got a Telegram channel, we've got a Thrive Paradigm audio for you if you join the RozyGlow.com mailing list, and you also get the Rainbow Gems, which is where I do the daily readings on my Telegram channel. This is how to receive divine guidance, soul guidance from your soul daily, channeled through me, so you can get the hang of it for now. And drum roll, and I'm going to leave it here, we have my book, StarPeace 101, is going to be available for purchase finally in November. I don't know if you know the book War and Peace. Well, this has become Star Wars and StarPeace. I'm just editing it down so that we can really make it bite-sized and fun. But it's coming, so pre-order opportunities are going to be coming very soon. For now, I'm sending you so much love, and thank you very much for your comments and for your participation. And again, remember to join me live if possible for the full moon healing and manifesting circle. This is amazing for everyone who identifies as a new earth leader and co-creator. And also, if you can't join live, you will catch the replay. So just show up. And remember, this is your update for now to get you through to the next new moon, when we will have new frequencies to work with. Ta-ra for now. Lots of love.